Hello everybody and welcome to Let's Play Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise Randomizer again with me, Get Daved. If you're not familiar with what this is, we'll talk about it as we go, and I did this one other time. But I've been watching the uploads of the Randomizer League that they just had a lot and enjoying it quite a bit, so I thought, why don't we give it a shot? It's a little wind down exercise for me after the mammoth that was Dragon Quest XI, which I loved, but it's kind of like eating a 100-ounce steak. Now I'm ready for, like, a salad. So, let's all eat our vegetables together. This interesting start. We've got two white mages. I used to get them confused until I came up with a mnemonic. That's Porum, the white mage, which is the girl. She has a twin named Palom. Her outfit's orange. So I use I color Porange. Actually, I color Porangina. That helps me remember which one's the girl. Because in Russian, you tack an A onto the end of a last name. Alright, we started with a crystal ring, by the way, which is really good equipment. Best equipment. The best ring in the game. Oh, she's quite a bit slower. Porum is not a great white mage, she's a good white mage. Rosa's a really good character, arguably one of the best ones in the game. So, because I'm a wuss, I'm going to be playing on Battle Speed 2. And let's have a little fun, shall we? Alright. That's enough excitement for one day. Silent Staff is actually not a bad pickup. A crystal something or other. That might be crystal armor. Again, if I were really good at the game, I would not be opening the menu all these times. Okay. I'm going to be a lot more pro than I was last time. Earth Hammer and Strength. That would be great equipment for Sid. Unfortunately, this looks like the Elements fight, and then we'd have to fight one more boss after. So we would get our butts handed to us right now. But you know, things to aspire to. If we gain some levels. Okay, we already have Star Veils available, so let's just get rid of that crystal armor. You might think, oh Dave, that's endgame equipment. Wait. We can drop this too. Having a few Star Veils on hand is more important, and the crystal armor actually gives Cecil, if we end up using him, immunity to Berserk. Now, the problem with that is, if he can't go Bursk, what's the point in anything? Alright, let's pillage the rest of the town. We won't be able to go in that store quite yet, but we can zip around and pick up a few treasures. I've done this in the wrong order. Again, this is just my impression of someone who's good at the randomizer. Dragoon armor. Now that's some good endgame equipment. Actually, we're having some pretty good equipment pickups so far. None of the weapon variety. Don't exactly know how this party's going to do damage. Maybe we'll find... Wait a minute. Maybe we'll find a good bow or something. Actually, I think I missed... There's like a couple items in houses you can pillage too. I think there's 3 or 4 treasures in here. I do not know where they are. Well, there's one over there. We're just going to do the old lawn mowing technique. And right about here. Place your bets if I find one more. Oh, an echo note. Not great, but we can flip it later. Let's go test that. There's one more item theory. You. Alright. I believe that's a free haste. I don't even know what a lot of the Japanese items do, which we're going to call the J items from now on. Oh, you know what? And I got a tracker on my other monitor. So we got Porum, and we got Rosa. Look at those light up. No key items yet. Alright, a common play is to check out couple of the early items, or like item raids you can do. More crystal gear. So a lot of people don't like Cecil. A lot of people who are really good at this, at the randomizer, also don't check out shops. I'm kind of... Then we would only need arrows. I'm going to do it. So a lot of people wouldn't do that, and they're better at this randomizer than I am, but I am not better at it than I am, and we have a good start to money, so... Yeah. Tell you what, let's turn Rosa into a fighting machine. Here we go. The Elven Bow, I actually think... Statistically, it's the third strongest bow, but with an asterisk. Oh, no item shop here? Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. We'll just say I'm drunk. Let's go with that. That would be a decent rod for a black mage. That would also be a decent rod for a black mage. Oh, goodness. Isn't this an elaborate chimney? So we rob Rydia's house. Alright, let's take a look at that staff real quick, too. That might help. Yeah. That's pretty good. That's a jump. Alright, we'll just have to rely on Rosa. Anyway, gotta use this exit. The Elven Bow has the mute property associated with it. That's 4x damage to a lot of enemies that are sometimes quite difficult. So those elements that boss in the Baron Im, Rubicante, who's one of the meaner ones, he takes bonus damage from that. That's a good thing. For me. Good gear, not for me. You can also use mute arrows. Out of my way, Shrin. So I mean, like, this is not a great helmet, but we've got cash to burn. It's actually a pretty terrible deal, too, to spend 4,000 for one, but I guess Rosa didn't really need it. But if you can increase your magic defense, I value that quite highly. And for these characters, well, at least for Porum, increasing her defense is going to be a big deal, too. Although if she dies in a fight, I'm probably not going to sweat it. Rosa is basically guaranteed to be in my party for the rest of the game. Let's see who's sleeping here. Yang. We have a good claw for him. We might do something with that. The NPCs in this town are awful. Basically, if you don't have Rosa, you need Porum, or you really want Porum. Fuxia is also a good backup healer. But his stats... trying to save that 1 pixel. His stats are so middling that... yeah. Wait, I've already messed up. Let's take a hard right. I'm playing on very different flags than the last time I did a randomizer as well. I'm just using the preset for the 2018 League matches. So for the round of 32, these are the flags they used. When I say flags, it's a randomizer. It's randomizing different things in the game. The flags determine what gets randomized. So we have a flag that's, you know, because if you turn them all off, the game's just, I think, the vanilla game. I guess an airship at the start. More Dragoon armor. Man, if we find a physical attacker, we are going to be in clover. No shortage of good treasure to start things off. You know what, actually? Let's do a quick peek. Because we could defeat this boss. A lot of people don't do this early on either. But Alright. It's Kanyazo. Reset the game. So, the Mist Dragon can lead to a key item. And so, you want to just keep an eye on places that can have, you know, a boss fight. Because that could have been a key item that we could get right away on a boss that we could easily defeat. Or, let's just drop the word easily. We could, in theory, defeat. Rose has got enough defense that she should give quite a bit of trouble. Neither of them could use a dancing dagger, which is normally a really good find. Diamond ring is really good. If you take the diamond ring into the last fight of the game, you're doing alright. It's not the best, but it'll do. Another good claw for Yang, and fire arrows are sometimes welcome. So we're diving here just because this is an easy early key item you can get. Some nice gear for, well, some gear for Edge anyway. See that? That's not nice. That's his starting swords, which are, like, terrible, actually. They're a real statistical slap in the face. We're almost done this dungeon. I have encounters turned off, which is how the pros do it as well. Silver apple, that's 50 hit points to whoever we want to give it to. And a siren. That's interesting. So we could turn encounters on. The option is in the menu. Oh my goodness. The game wants me to have Cecil. It asks me. Cecil or Kane or Sid. We know Sid's available, we just need to be able to beat some level 20-ish bosses. Alright, this should be free. So Water Hag is scripted from the self-esteem boosting battle Edward has, and you just need to attack 3 times. So I'm literally just holding down what would be the A button. I don't know if you have to hit or not. This actually is kind of bad, finding Water Hag here. Okay, from me to you, viewership, believe in yourself and be strong. There we go. Arg! I love those sayings in this translation. There's a lot of args. They both learned life 1. Well, the dankness crystal. So to beat the game, you need 3 with an asterisk things. Wait, let me click my tracker. Huh? Now it's glowing. You need a crystal, or you need the crystal. You need a way to the moon, or a way to the end boss, I should say. So the darkness crystal gives you that. The other way to get to the end boss is to have the pass, which is a little thing they added to the randomizer. So we've got access to the end fight in the game. We can't defeat him because we don't have the crystal. And we don't have a prayer at defeating him either because we're weak. So that's the third thing you need, is you need to believe in the heart of the card so that you can defeat the villain. Fight Calbrina to get rid of ya. Let's see what happens. Alright. And I think I have a bomb somewhere as well. No? Okay, cross your fingers. This will cast an ice spell on everyone. If you can kill them all at once, it helps a lot. Also, the case should be made that I should have checked item shops. Oh, hang in there, Rydia. Or Kidia, as they call her, because she's just a kid. Come on. Alright. And that prevented us from having to do the hard thing. So realistically, she getting lit one. I mean, we have her to add a body, basically. You know, what's the point in having anyone in the front row right now? We do have an interesting group of options for her. Give her the Dancing Dagger, which is probably our best bet right now. Gonna turn her into a physical attacker. Actually, we'll do that with Rosa. Alright, a little bit more strength stat for Rosa, who is, again, the heavy hitter on this team. Rydia's not really going to learn any offensive anything until she grows up. Whoops, we're going this way first. We're going to peek some treasure chests. Not bad. If we found the Stardust Rod, that would be really great. Whoops. This is like the shortest dungeon of all time. Ruby Ring is worth more money. Icebrand's a decent sword for Kane and Cecil. And an exit casts exit, which we could use to save ourselves some time later. Let's bump the table and add Kidia on our tracker. I did one test run. It was a very different seed though. It was what they call a jet seed. So I mean, I started with Edge, who, I mean, he starts on level 25. He's a good character, but I mean, the real thing he has going for him is he starts 15 levels higher than most of the characters. Almost everyone starts on 10 or lower. Edward and Rydia are on 5, or 1 and 5. 1 for Rydia. And Sid's 20, Edge is 25, and Fu is 50. The rest are 10, I think. And that's really quite shocking that we haven't found a robe. I guess it comes with the territory. Okay, life potions are a big deal. So we're going to spend a chunk of change on that, and let's clear out the inventory as well. Medusa arrows could be really good. We basically don't need the samurai armor because we have 2 sets of dragoon armor. I don't know enough about arrows to know which ones to sell. And the lunar staff we might need if we get Rosa off this. You know what? We're gonna go save. Safety save. The coward save, as they call it. And then we'll fight the Fabul Gauntlet. Or the boss here, sorry. The default fight you have here is the Fabul Gauntlet, which is 6 fights in a row against fairly easy enemies. I mean, obviously if you fight them in a level 40 spot. Because the enemy stats are mapped to wherever you are. So, I mean, if we fought the Fabul Gauntlet on the moon, it would be quite difficult. Here they come! You always got a safety save. Yeah. Alright, so here's a great reason to buy a Star Veil. What's he doing? We don't have the wall spell, so what we can do is take advantage of the fact that a Star Veil does not give you wall status, it casts the wall spell on you. Which means it can be reflected. And now we can actually fight. We'll see how Rydia takes the counterattacks. Ashura should take a bajillion hit points of damage, and actually the Star Veiling might not have been necessary. Nope. Even with that Elven Bow, Iron Arrows are just too weak. Which I don't have to use, by the way. Sure, let's do this. Charm Arrows are pretty strong. There you go. So yeah, Rose's damage was high enough that maybe I could have done something. Warp is a semi-useful spell. We're mostly waiting for exit here. I don't think Rosa learns it until you do Tower of Zot, so you could be waiting for quite a while there. The Luca Key. That's food for thought. Well, let's raid some towers here. Gotta start being choosy about what I pick up now. See you later, Flame Rod. What's Yang's wife? If we talk to her after visiting Yang too, who has a concussion down in the underworld, she'll give us an item. And then if we hit him on the head, he'll give me an item. And then if we go back to her after he's been hit on the head, we'll get another item. There's always value with Sheila. Alright, Fabul Gauntlet done, everyone. Next episode, we'll, I don't know, it's random. Anything could happen.